Welcome to the Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. My name is Rob Murgatroyd, and I am a former doctor turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I interview some of the best minds on the planet on the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. Today's episode is a mini-sode that we call Fri-Date with the Wife. In these mini-sodes, my wife Kim and I deconstruct the strategies that we've developed over the last decade to not only grow personally, but to turn our struggles into lessons and create fulfillment in all areas of our lives. Excuses are over. It's time to live. Let's dig into today's topic. Well, happy Fri-Date to you, my lovely wife.
Happy Fri-Date, Hustle.
Hey, you know what we're going to talk about today?
What are we talking about?
We are going to talk about why the Summit of Greatness is our favorite event of the year. But wait. For those of you that listen to the episode all the way through, we have something really special for you at the end. Do you know what it is, Kim?
A potato peeler?
Yeah. You get the potato peeler, the Ginsu knife, along with the Cutco thing. And by the way, those Cutco things really do cut. Okay, so today's episode is about our favorite personal development event of the year. And these are the three things that you're going to learn today. Number one, what makes the Summit of Greatness different than any other event that we've attended? Number two, who should go and why? And number three, our biggest takeaways from the first two Summit events. Okay, Kim, you remember when we first found out about this event that Lewis Howes was putting together?
Yeah, remember a couple of years ago, we were interviewing Lewis for our previous podcast, and he told us about his upcoming inaugural Summit of Greatness event. And first of all, we were like, where is it? We were thinking like LA, we're going to go to the beach. And he was like, Columbus, Ohio. And we were like, why are we going to Columbus, Ohio? And, here's what I'm going to say about that. Since we've gone, how freaking amazing is Columbus, Ohio?
You know what? I think Columbus, Ohio is one of the most underrated cities in the U.S. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So, that was our first thing. The second thing is we checked out tickets. Tickets were kind of pricey because we were coming in late in the game. And, there's early bird tickets. And then as the year goes on, they go up. But we committed. We trusted Lewis. And as he started releasing speakers, I remember Rob and I looked at each other and we were like, who are these people? And why is there a poet? And what kind of event is this going to be? And oh my God, what did we do? But we trusted Lewis, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're like, what is this thing? And like you said, do I want to go to listen to a poet? That's weird.
Yeah, it was it was definitely new for us because we were used to like a Tony Robbins event and, all of these things. And so, but again, we trusted Lewis and we were like, we're going to go. I'm sure it's going to be great. Worst case scenario, we take a trip, we have a great weekend and we learn something. So.
All right. So let's start with what makes the Summit of Greatness different than any event we've ever attended. What do you think, Kim?
Okay, well, the first thing is for me, you go to like a traditional seminar and you got your speaker is like ushered in and off the stage. There's really no interaction or very little with the speakers. No one's really listening, which is always interesting to me that people pay to go to events and then everyone's just kind of texting. That is not the case here. There's no, obligatory golf clap at the end. People are on their feet. Often tears are running down their eyes. Like these speakers are just not your typical. And again, a lot of them you may not have heard of, but he really does his work and brings on people that are absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I had this conversation with Lewis after the event and I was like, why did you do it the way you did it? I mean, this was really crazy. I mean, I don't want to give too much of the event away, but let me just say this.
He's got the world's best intro for each speaker.
He's got the world's best intro. And what's interesting about it is when I talked to Lewis and asked him why he did it this way, he's like, there's nothing worse than being in some hotel conference room and like Kim said, having this, weird golf clap where everybody's sort of texting and clapping while the speaker's coming on. It doesn't make the speaker feel super comfortable. So he did it from a speaker's perspective. And to watch, I don't want to give it away, but to watch the faces of the speakers who are so enraptured and covered in love and energy. And I don't want to give away what it is, but to watch them, they get on stage, they're floating.
Yeah. I mean, they literally, it's an incredible experience to be a part of. And it's actually like, I don't know, his intro music and the way he does it. And you guys can watch if you Google Summit of Greatness or go in the show notes, we'll put a link. He has a video, that they produced from the previous events. And it's actually very emotional being in that audience because you really feel the speakers and then big names, small names, rising stars, everybody, they're pouring their heart out on that stage and they're not asking for anything in return. And they're just giving and giving and giving, which is so synonymous with who Lewis is as a person.
Yeah. I mean, rarely do you get to connect with speakers in the way that you can connect with speakers at his event. I mean, like it's small enough where you can ask any questions you want. But if you don't feel comfortable asking questions there, what's so cool about this event is very often the speakers, they're so into the event that they attend all of the other parts of the event, like the dinner or whatever the party is.
Well, we haven't even talked about that. So let's break that down real quick. So the one thing that's cool about this event, again, so different, is he has a schedule and you have an optional workout in the morning. He brings people in, big names of different people that do different types of workouts. So you might have a CrossFit workout. You'll have a runner's workout. You'll have a yoga option. You'll have a Wim Hof meditation, breathing option. Like it's really, really cool. So these are all optional workouts. You don't have to do it, but you can. And one of the things that I love the most about the summit is it brings together incredible people and you truly do build a tribe. So I have more friends coming out of Summit than it's like a family. It's like a Summit family. If you're looking to like up-level your tribe, if you're someone going, God, I just wish I was around people who are, go-getters and inspiring and loving the same things I love, then go to this event because that's where you're going to find them.
Yeah, I mean, like she said, there are so many options for you in the morning. I mean, they even had like last year, they did a CrossFit thing. They had, I'm not a sports fan, but they had a big NFL player. The name escapes me now, but he ran the morning workout, kicked our asses. So, it really has something for everybody. I think the thing that was most interesting to me was how inclusive it was from the moment you woke up to doing the event to going out at night.
Yeah. So at night, he has these social events, right? So one night it might be, he might rent out this little venue and he has these booklets that come out and, there's like, I don't want to say a scavenger hunt, but it's kind of like that. And you get a prize if you fill everything out. And so every night there are these social events that are interesting. He'll rent out a park and have food trucks come. So it's like Rob said, you start in the morning with your workout and then you do the seminar and then you have the social at night. And the speakers could be at all of the events.
All right. So who should go and why should they go? So who do you think, Kim, are the right people to go to this event?
I think the right people to go to this event are people who are really looking for inspiration, that want to ignite that fire in their belly, that want to stop telling themselves that bullshit story of why you can't go after your dreams and find your own greatness, because that's what you're going to get on that stage. Every person, you're going to have topics that range from business to mindset, stories about overcoming the odds, and you never know what you're going to grasp from the different people. So if you want to be social, you want to up-level your tribe, you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to do something that's actually hands-on and you're participating versus just listening. You want to build belief in yourself. Like those are the people that need to go for sure.
All right. So what would you say our biggest takeaways from the first two summit events were? What was yours? I'll tell you what mine was after you tell me yours.
Okay.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh, is that how we're going to play this?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, I know we joked about the poet earlier. That dude blew my fucking mind. Okay. So this ain't no poet like you used to. His name's Adam NQ. If you don't know him, look him up. I believe he even has like a TED Talk, tons of videos. He is unbelievable. And one thing he said of many, like you listen to him and you're just, I don't know,
you're having trouble putting it into words. So let me say this, because there's something that's hitting me as you're speaking. I'm going back to the event. Imagine somebody coming out starting, it's almost like Jay-Z rapping, almost, okay?
But
almost.
Slowly.
But slowly. And then coming off the stage, walking into the audience, climbing on your chair, and then rapping stuff in the middle of your chair, and then doing it throughout the entire audience. There was not one person who was on their phone or distracted. He stopped. I get chills thinking about it. He stopped time. Every single person was listening to him. But more than that, his message was so taken in to the person listening by his delivery. You couldn't not get what he was saying. The artistry was incredible. Now, we can go on and on about InQ forever, but that's just one of, I don't know, 20?
Yeah.
How many did he have over the weekend?
20? A lot.
Right.
A lot.
Okay. So then my favorite was Mel Robbins. So if you haven't listened to her, she wrote a book called The 5-Second Rule. And I won't go into what the 5-second rule is, but it is probably the most basic thing you've ever heard, and simultaneously one of the most life-changing things you've ever heard. It's one of those things where you walk away from it going, no, it can't be that easy. And then you try it and you go, holy shit. So there was this never-ending knowledge bomb thing that just kept going and going. So, I mean, we can keep going. We could talk about Kyle Maynard, who, is a quadruple amputee, I think is basically what he is. And he climbed up, was it Mount Everest on his elbows and in his knees. Okay. So watching him walk up to the stage and doing a presentation.
Oh, forget that. I mean, so talk about this event, right? So he rode in on Lewis's back. Okay. Do you remember that?
I do.
That's how he got up to the stage. And his whole message is about knowing your limits, but never stop trying to break them. This kid played football. He was a wrestler. He hiked Mount Everest. Like, this was amazing. And then he came out with us that night and partied like a rock star. And and that's what this is all about. And I know, Rob, you completely connected with Tim's story, and who you actually just interviewed. And he was on Oprah's Super Soul Saturday or Super Soul. I don't know what's Saturday or Sunday.
Super Soul Sunday, okay, honey.
Sorry.
Super Soul Sunday. It's so nice when somebody screws something up other than me. Yeah. That was fantastic.
You like that? Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's on the Super Soul weekend. How about that?
Okay. Super Bowl.
But I mean, he is, been anointed by Oprah as, her mindset master and
spiritual advisor.
Okay, I'm getting it all wrong today. But
you want me to just take this over? Okay, so let's start this again. And Mr. Editor, please don't edit any of this out, because we need to keep this in. All right, so look, all of these people that are speaking at the event, here's the point. We've never heard prior to the event of Adam InQ or Kyle Maynard or Tim Story. And this year, all of them have blown up, like Kim was alluding to with Tim Story, to the point where Oprah seeked him out. Is that a word? Seeked him out, sought him out, maybe?
I'm just going to be quiet over here.
And now is sitting in her backyard with him doing Super Soul Sunday, which, by the way, is the most his episode is the most downloaded Super Soul Sunday ever.
I can't wait for your interview with him.
It was really good. So the point is that if you look and you're like, I don't know who these people are, I'm going to ask you to trust me vis-a-vis trusting Lewis, and know that the people, even though you don't know who they are, if they're on his stage, they are worthy of your time. Now, for the special offer.
Here's how much we believed in this event. Okay, let's just be real. Okay. So last year, we're sitting in the event, and Lewis did a early bird special for only people who had been to the event. So if your butt was in the chair, you were getting a deal. It was $199. We bought 50 tickets. because we know the power of this event. Now, at the very beginning of Rob's podcast, we gave a lot of tickets away. We may start giving some tickets away again for different things. But right now, we have our own little VIP section at the Lewis House event. And we have maybe 10 or 15 tickets left. There's not that many left, but we want to offer them to people actually listening to this podcast because his price is going up. It's definitely not $199 now. That was only for attendees of the previous one. So
I think it's more than 3 or 4 times that already. Yeah. But here's the thing. They're going to go really, really fast. You have 1 hoop to jump through, maybe 2. The first hoop is we need you to shout out this podcast. You can do it on Instagram story. You can do it on Facebook. I don't care where you do it. Tag us, screenshot it, and email it to heyjetset@gmail.com. So HEYJETSET, just in case, @gmail.com. But leave off the just in case. So it's heyjetset@gmail.com. So all you got to do, shout it out, Facebook or Instagram, screenshot it, send us proof that you did it, and we will give you the ticket for $199. That is a steal, and they are not going to last. So if you want it, now is the time to do it. And the show, by the way, the Summit of Greatness is in October. It's in early October. You can look up Summit of Greatness on Google or in the show notes. I mean, just Google it, right? Did you just say just fucking Google it? Yeah, just fucking Google it. So Summit of Greatness. Check out the dates. It's in Columbus, Ohio, which will not disappoint, I promise you. And you will be in our little VIP section. And like I said, if you're someone that wants to up-level your tribe, you want to be surrounded by greatness, then this is the event for you. All right. So as I say all the time, excuses are over. It's time to live. That's it, everybody. We'll see you next week. All right. Thanks for listening. If you love this episode and you know someone that needs some help in either stepping up their work hard game or their play hard game, it would mean the world to me if you shared this podcast with them to help me get this movement out there. So if you like what you heard, head on over to iTunes, take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful. So until the next episode, excuses are over. It's time to live.